This is the fifth wheel-made electric bike, and honestly, it's one of the best-looking electric bikes I've had a chance to check out so far. Matte black frame, clean lines, and the way the battery blends smoothly into the design. It just looks modern and ready for urban commutes or light adventures. I wasn't sure what to expect the first time I pulled it out of the box, but from my experience assembling and riding it, I've picked up on the things you need to know. So here's my quick review of the fifth wheel-made e-bike, told from the perspective of someone who's actually spent time putting it together and taking it for a real test ride. The assembly process was a lot easier than I'd imagined. The fifth wheel mate comes about 85% put together, which means all the tricky electrical stuff is basically done for you. All I had to do was attach the front wheel, handlebars, pedal, and seat. I'm not really a bike mechanic, and although the manual was straightforward, it still took me around 20 minutes to get it road ready. If you're not used to putting together bikes, just go slow and double check the bolts, especially on the brakes, to make sure everything feels secure. All the tools you need come in the box, so you don't have to look for anything else, which is honestly a lifesaver. From the minute I got on the saddle, the thing that stood out most was how light and sturdy this bike felt. The frame is made from aluminum, which keeps the weight right around 50 pounds. For an e-bike, that's actually on the lighter side, especially with a 468 watt-hour battery locked into the frame. If you ever lived in an apartment building or had to bring your bike upstairs, this matters a lot. I easily picked it up with one hand to get it inside my place. But what really got my attention was the removable battery. It pops in and out with a set of keys, so I could just take it inside to charge without having to lug the whole bike. Charging is simple, and a full charge gave me about a week's worth of short daily rides around town. Key features for me personally included the color LCD display up on the handlebars. The screen itself is bright enough to read in sunlight, and it tells you all those basics in real time. Speed, battery level, which riding mode you're in. The bike comes with throttle and pedal assist, so you can choose to ride it more like a regular bike or just hit the throttle if you feel lazy. There are 3 pedal assist levels. The lowest setting just gives a small boost, but as you turn it up, pedaling gets a lot easier, especially when you're climbing a hill or trying to ride home after a long day at work. The throttle works from a dead stop, and that was a nice surprise. No need for an initial kick, you just twist and go, which felt incredibly smooth compared to some other e-bikes I've tried. The motor itself is rated at 500 watts with a peak of 1000 watts. What this actually means is pretty strong acceleration for city use. I never felt like I was lagging, even when crossing a busy street or riding up a slight incline. The top speed I reached was just above 23 miles per hour on level ground, which is definitely fast enough for city commutes and quick errands. Going downhill, you can get a bit more speed, but honestly, I felt safest sticking close to that 23 miles per hour mark. There's a 7-speed gear system controlled by a trigger shifter on the right handlebar. This let me easily adjust if I wanted to pedal more or if I was using the throttle, which just made everything simple and chill to ride. Let's talk range. The 468 watt-hour removable battery, which is about 36 volts at 13 amp hours, gave me around 25 miles on a full electric mode, and even closer to 40 to 45 miles if I mixed in pedal assist and rode on mostly flat roads. If you're completely new to e-bikes, pedal assist just means the motor helps out when you start pedaling, making it easier but still feeling like you're riding a regular bike. On those rides where I didn't use the throttle much and relied on pedal assist, I found I didn't have to charge the battery after every ride. For people who just want to do daily commutes to work or get out and cruise around on the weekend, it has plenty of range. Comfort was another thing that surprised me. Adjustable handlebars are a feature I didn't think I'd use much, but because I'm pretty tall, being able to raise them just made those longer rides a lot more comfortable. The seat is also super easy to adjust, so if you're sharing the bike or just want to find the perfect position, it's a quick fix. There's front suspension, which means the front fork has some shock absorption. Going over potholes, rough bike paths, or the occasional curb was smoother than most normal bikes I've tried. It's perfect for city roads, paved trails, and even some gravel, but I wouldn't take this on super rough mountain trails because there's no rear suspension. If you're thinking about riding off-road, it'll handle dirt and light gravel, but not hardcore mountain biking. Stopping power was decent thanks to disc brakes on both wheels, but to be upfront, these are mechanical, not hydraulic. From my experience, they worked well for city rides and short downhill stretches. though they aren't quite as responsive as higher-end hydraulic brakes. I did have to double-check the setup on the front brake during assembly, so if you're new to bikes, give them a test in a safe area before you ride out into traffic. There's also a really bright headlight built in, plus reflective strips and a loud horn, which eased a lot of my worries when riding after dark. This is super important if you're using the e-bike for commutes during winter or night rides. One small thing to note, because the keyhole for the battery is tucked up under the top tube, I found it a little awkward to reach if I was locking or unlocking the battery when it was dark outside. It's minor, but something I wish was just a bit more user-friendly. That being said, the battery felt super secure and I never worried about it rattling loose. Throughout my testing, the fifth wheel-made electric bike felt stable, solid, and most of all, fun. Switching between the 3 assist levels meant I could tailor my ride to my mood or energy level. There are days when I just want an easy cruise home and rely on the throttle, and other times when I want more of a workout and stick to lower assist. I also liked that pedaling with the motor turned off didn't feel heavy or unnatural, which isn't always the case with e-bikes. Some can make you feel like you're dragging a big weight, but not this one. In my opinion, if you're looking for an electric bike for daily city riding, light trails, or just to make commuting a bit easier, this one's hard to beat for the price and specs. I'd recommend this for anyone who wants flexibility. People with longer commutes, folks who want to avoid public transportation, or anyone new to e-bikes and looking for something not too complicated to start out with. Just keep in mind, there's a rider weight limit of 265 pounds, which will matter if you're taller or carrying heavy bags. The battery performance held up well most of the time. But I did notice that once you're below half charge, you don't quite get the same punch from the motor, especially on hills. So if you need maximum range and power, get in the habit of topping up the battery regularly. Maintenance was simple. For me, it's just been about keeping the bike clean and checking the tires, brakes, and chain like any regular bike. In conclusion, the fifth wheel-made is a lightweight, durable, and very capable electric bike that suits a ton of different lifestyles. From my experience, it's perfect for anyone who wants reliable power, good range, and real comfort riding in the city or on easy trails. The removable battery, LCD display, adjustable features, and solid build make this a bike I genuinely enjoy using. If you're thinking about your first e-bike or a practical upgrade, it's definitely worth a closer look. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and let me know your thoughts or questions in the comments below. Thank you for watching.